Philadelphia is known as the city of brotherly love. As residents, we are here to share with you the inside scoop on the best spots to visit from the far northeast to the Naval Yard, from West Philadelphia to Columbus Boulevard. Hello Philadelphia starts now. It's not right.
Oh, look at that little tree. Welcome to Hello Philadelphia, the show that keeps on giving. I'm Eddie Dunn.
And I'm Madison Elliott. We have another exciting episode planned for you today. From the city's best parks to its hidden corners, we will see all that Philadelphia has to offer. And later, I will be sitting down with one of the organizers of the fraternity Sigma Phi Lambda's annual Coach Torpy Sig 5K run. But first, let's see what's going on downtown.
We've already explored Center City as well as Roxborough and Manayunk. Now it's time to venture down Broad Street to South Philadelphia. Home to many of Philadelphia's lifelong residents, South Philly has an identity all its own. For this week's segment of Phillies 12, we sent out reporter Dan Rosenblatt to check out all that it has to offer.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Rosenblatt, and on this week's edition of Phillies 12, we're in South Philadelphia. I'm here at the stadium complexes right now. We're going to go take a look, so let's go check it out.
Down at the stadium complexes, you can see the Philadelphia Eagles play 8 times a year at Lincoln Financial Field, often known as the Link. You can also catch the Philadelphia 76ers and the Flyers play at the Wells Fargo Center. And if you're a baseball fan, head right across the street to Citizens Bank Park, home of the Philadelphia Phillies. But when the season's over, the fun doesn't end. There's still plenty of events like concerts held at these stadium complexes. And if you're looking for a place to go before the game, after the game, or even just to watch the game, Xfinity Live is a great place to have a good time and have fun with friends. And the stadiums are very accessible by just taking the Orange Line south to AT&T Station. After checking out the stadium complexes, I headed even more south down Broad Street to check out the historic Navy Yard. If you happen to be in the neighborhood of South Philadelphia, driving through the Navy Yard is one thing you don't want to miss. If you've never seen a naval battleship in person, you can experience dozens of them stationed at the Acre Philadelphia Shipyard. Visiting the Naval Yard is a South Philly must-see. We took a quick ride up Broad Street to check out some of South Philly's famous eateries.
I'm here on the corner of 9th and Passyunk Ave, home of Pat's and Gino's Steaks, where many believe to be the most iconic Philly cheesesteaks and a premier tourist spot here in Philadelphia.
Enjoying a cheesesteak from one of these restaurants is something everyone must do when they visit the city of brotherly love. This South Philly neighborhood is also home to all different restaurants, artwork, interesting cuisine, and small shops that are all within walking distance of one another. After checking out South Philly's cuisine, I headed back down South Broad Street.
We're here at FDR Park in South Philadelphia, and if you take a look right here at the directory, there's a lot to do, so we're going to go check it out.
If you enjoy playing tennis, the park is home to dozens of courts spread all throughout the park. The park is also home to a crazy playground which I daringly decided to experiment with. It's also a great place for parents to bring their children to. It also has many picturesque waterfront views and beautiful areas of nature. You can even take a visit to the American-Swedish Historical Museum just about any time from Tuesday to Sunday to experiment with the American-Swedish culture. If you like golf, you can even grab a buddy and play the 18-hole par 69 course that covers over 6,000 yards between the 18 holes, which is also connected to the beautiful park. If you continue driving around the park, you'll come upon the graffiti-filled skate park found at the back end of the park. The skate park is a place where skaters from the local community come to skate the big concrete ramps, which is definitely a sight to see.
As you can see, there's so many things to do and see here in South Philadelphia. That's all for this week's edition of Phillies 12. I'm Dan Rosenblatt. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Dan, for that report. Speaking of South Philly, Eddie, I recently just spent some time down there, and I was along 4th Street, which is also known as Fabric Row, and all of these new and unique shops are popping up there, and it's really becoming a very modern section of the city. Have you spent a lot of time there?
I've actually not spent a lot of time in South Philadelphia. I'm pretty embarrassed to say, especially since I live in the area, but I know how great the cheesesteak places are down there, so I know I got to get down there. I spend most of my time down there, I think, going to the sports complexes for Eagles games and Phillies games and stuff like that. And they showed FDR Park. I pass by that all the time. Have to check that out sometime.
Well, we should get a cheesesteak after the show.
Let's do it.
All right,
Let's
sounds
do it.
good.
You heard it here.
Well, heading north, we are going to take a stop at Spruce Street Harbor Park, placed on the Delaware River waterfront off of Christopher Columbus Boulevard. The park has been named one of the best places to visit in Philadelphia by national press. During the summer months, visitors and locals alike can enjoy the park's unique features. We sent out some of our Hello Philadelphia reporters to take a look.
Hi, my name is Julia Horman, and I'm here at Columbus Boulevard at Spruce Street Harbor Park. The park doesn't open for another month, but we're here to check out what's going to be going on this summer.
The entrance to the park is located on Columbus Boulevard at Spruce Street and extends down Columbus Boulevard. In case you don't know where that is, you can look for the tall Christopher Columbus monument that is situated right at the edge of the park. During the summer, giant games of chess, Jenga, Legos, and many others can be found surrounding the statue. One of the signifiers of the park, besides a multitude of hammocks, are colorful icicle lights hanging from the trees to create somewhat of a light show for guests. The park, located right on the Delaware, has amazing views of the Ben Franklin Bridge as well as the boats docked on the river. In the center of the park, there is a floating barge where you can lounge on a makeshift beach and relax with a drink in hand and friends by your side. You can also take a walk down the length of the park and play games such as bocce ball, shuffleboard, or take your picture in the giant Visit Philly chair. The park also features a mini arcade with games like skee-ball, pinball, and other arcade video games. You can even get in a paddle boat and sail around on the river for some entertainment. Plus, the park is located right next to the Independence Seaport Museum if you want to start your day gaining some knowledge before heading for a fun, relaxing time in the park. While the museum has a small admission fee, Spruce Street Harbor Park is free to the public. The park has a lot of space to work with, and while it's empty now, don't expect all of that room to be free to run around in, because during the summer, the park is full with hammocks, lounge chairs, games, restaurants, and it does tend to get crowded with guests, but that doesn't mean you can't have a relaxing time while you're there. If you don't know what you want to do before you get down there, you can stop by the information booth. And don't worry about packing a picnic, because the park features many restaurants such as the Franklin Fountain, home to some of the best ice cream in Philadelphia, or Port Fed Nuts, home to a great chicken sandwich as well as some amazing donuts. You can even get some delicious Chinese food at Chifa. Something that makes Spruce Street Harbor Park different is the vendors are licensed to sell alcohol, so they offer a wide selection of beverages to choose from.
Once you're done checking everything out, you can swing over here and grab a nice craft beer. When the park opens in a month, I suggest that you come down and see it for yourself. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Along with Spruce Street Harbor Park, there are many other parks and gardens in Philadelphia that are worth exploring. You can head over to Morris Arboretum, a 92-acre Victorian landscape garden in the northwestern part of the city, or Pennypack Park in the northeast, to see all that nature has to offer within our city lines.
But first, let's take a stop at a park that is right in the middle of it all. For this week's Philly Fitness segment, I headed over to Rittenhouse Square. As Philadelphia's most popular town square, Rittenhouse is a great destination for all sorts of activities. Today, I'm going to show you how you can use the park to take advantage of your own fitness needs. Hello Philadelphia, Madison Elliott here, and today I'm in Rittenhouse Square to show you creative ways to get fit in the city even if you don't have a gym. Rittenhouse Square offers the perfect environment for outdoor fitness and activities. Before getting started with your workout, it's important to get warmed up. A light jog around the park, which is about a half mile, should be just enough to get your blood pumping. Whew, well, now that I got my warm-up run in, let's go check out other things we can try. Before starting your city circuit workout, take a look around and see what you're working with. A nice big field is perfect for stretching. This keeps your body free from injury. Once you're ready and loose, you can start to scout your locations. What looks like a plain old wall is actually a great place for some incline push-ups, the first exercise in our circuit, which really gets at those biceps. Hey look, a park bench. I wonder what we can use that for. The next step in our circuit are tricep dips, which you can do on any park bench or wall that you find. To finish your dips, you can turn right around and work on your lower body with some step-ups. Then, keep the burn going with some squats, which is an easy exercise for people of all fitness levels. Next in the circuit, find a safe and open area where you can use a jump rope to get a nice cardio workout in for a few minutes before finishing the day with some core exercises, which you can do on a nice flat surface like the wall. 99, 100. Whew. I'm tired, but now that we're finished our circuit, I'm gonna go see if I can find a protein shake. We're here now at One Liberty Place, which has a Smoothie King located just a couple blocks away from Rittenhouse Square. It's a great way to refuel yourself after your gym-free workout. I'm about to go get mine. For Hello Philadelphia, I'm Madison Elliott.
Well, thanks for that report, Madison. I mean, I went with you out to Rittenhouse Square, and there really is a lot of stuff to do there, a lot of space.
Yeah, I was really surprised. You know, it doesn't seem like there's a lot at the park because it's really open, just a couple of park benches, but you can really take advantage of that and get really creative with your workouts, and it actually makes working out pretty fun.
Yeah, it's really important to have those places where you can go because a lot of people can't afford a gym membership. I know myself as a college student, I can't afford
Definitely
a gym
not.
membership, so finding a place where you can do whatever that's great. That's
Yeah,
clutch.
it was
Clutch,
a
as
really
they
great
say.
spot to go.
Yeah. Well, of course, everyone knows about Rittenhouse Square, but there's a lot more to Philadelphia than what we see on the surface. Did you know the first book ever published in America belongs in the city's hands? It's time for our City Secrets segment. We already explored the strange and unusual as well as Professor Ouch's auditorium. This time around, we sent out reporter Catherine Bolt to investigate the Rosenbach Museum and Library. As a neighbor to Rittenhouse Square, Rosenbach is home to some of the rarest books, manuscripts, and other distinct antiques. Let's take a look at what she found.
I'm Catherine Bolt, and today we're here in Rittenhouse Square at the Rosenbach Museum and Library. Today we'll be taking a look at the museum's collection, where names like Bram Stoker, Edgar Allan Poe, and James Joyce are on the bookshelves here. The Rosenbach tour guides will be giving us a look around. Let's have a look.
The Rosenbach is named after Dr. A.S.W. Rosenbach and his brother Philip, whose personal collections form the heart of the collection today. Curator Judy Gustin showed me around the three-story museum and library. They have an impressive collection of fine arts, antiques, manuscripts, and rare books. Up in the library, we took a look at Bram Stoker's autographed notes and outlines for Dracula.
What exactly a vampire is, this is where it comes from. So this is essentially the birth of a vampire.
Next up were the Alice in Wonderland exhibits.
Right now we have 4 exhibitions that celebrate the 150th anniversary of the publication of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which started with a manuscript called Alice's Adventures Underground.
They even have Lewis Carroll's personal copy of the novel.
This is the real first edition of Alice rather than the widely published first edition.
The Rosenbach is home to numerous rare and intriguing pieces of literary history that many come to see.
People come here because we have some of the great printing rarity. Most people know that we have James Joyce's manuscript for Ulysses. They come to see the Bay Psalm book, one of only 11 left in the world. That's the first book that was printed in what's now America.
The museum tours offer an in-depth look at the history and significance of the books.
Why they were made, and how they tell us more about the past. You know, why these books were written, who they were written for, and why they are meaningful in the present as much as they were meaningful in the past.
Tours run Tuesday through Sunday and are just $5 for students.
From the Rosenbach Museum and Library, I'm Catherine Bolt, and this has been another edition of City Secrets.
If you can't tell after seeing that, Philadelphia is rich with unusual and hidden gems. If what you saw interested you, you are in luck. Not only can you visit the Rosenbach at the Free Library of Philadelphia, but you can visit many other intriguing places the city has to offer, such as the Mutter Museum, which is home to Einstein's brain, and the Historical Dental Museum, which has a wide variety of old dental tools, enough to make anyone's childhood fear of the dentist suddenly reappear.
But if creepy and gruesome isn't for you, that's fine. Some people just have different interests. Some a little less disturbing than others. Like what, you might ask? Perhaps you really enjoy reading. Maybe a book, magazines, or even comics.
Since the early 1900s, comic books have been a favorable pastime for both children as well as adults. South Philadelphia is home to one very cool and unique comic book store known as Atomic City Comics. This store has everything from comic books to t-shirts and even figurines. We sent out LTV reporter Richard Eckert to check it out.
Hello, Philadelphia. Philadelphia, I'm Richard Eckert, reporting right outside of Atomic City Comics here on South Street. There's a lot here for superhero fans and so many more people, so let's take a look. Atomic City Comics offers a wide variety of figurines, accessories, and of course, the latest and greatest comic books for audiences young and old. We had a chance to talk with Atomic City's manager, Joe Turner, on how this comic store continues to be a hotspot here on South Street.
The main focus for us was to get all of the things that people didn't know that they really wanted and then engage with them about that so that they knew how much product there was. That automatically meant, oh my God, we've got 20,000 books. We could have 5,000 books if we only cared what people were looking for. But in expanding that to what they don't know about, wow, all of a sudden, it's all about curation.
Although Atomic City carries all the fan favorites, it also prides itself in carrying lesser-known books and merchandise that people may not know they really want.
I think the sellers, the ones that do the best, aren't just down to the books that people know. A lot of the time, it's us making a top seller by letting people know that there's a book that they really want.
Since moving to a larger location 5 years ago, Atomic City Comics has installed old-school arcade games and began hosting special events and even art shows. On select days throughout the year, Atomic City even hosts $1 comics sales. Whether they cost $1 or $20, though, Atomic City's inventory has virtually something for everyone. Well, that's all for today, folks. I'm Richard Eckert, and I hope you enjoyed this little peek at Atomic City Comics.
Along with Atomic City Comics, there are various other comic book stores located around Philadelphia that you can visit, such as Ontario Street Comics in Kensington, which features a huge selection of toys and collectibles, or the award-winning Locust Moon Comics located in University City.
Now it's time for our first commercial break. When we get back, I'll be sitting down with Brian Ensley, one of the brothers of Sigma Phi Lambda. Brian helped organize the fraternity's annual Coach Torpy Sig 5K run, where all the proceeds go to school for children in low-income families. Don't go anywhere.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Welcome back to Hello Philadelphia. Sitting with me now is Brian Ensley of Sigma Phi Lambda. So Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about the 5K. So it's in honor of Coach Torpy of the track team, the late and the great Coach Torpy. Tell us a little bit about it and why you guys got it started.
So Coach Torpy was a track coach here for 17 years, and in his tenure here, he led LaSalle to 15 Atlantic 10 championships. So he was really a great coach. He did a lot for the school. Unfortunately, he was training, well, not unfortunately, but he was training one of LaSalle's track athletes for the 2012 Olympics. And unfortunately, after the workout, he had a heart attack and passed away. So it was really sad for him to leave because he did so much for the school.
Right. And is there a connection between Torpy and the fraternity? Or you saw a cause, you saw he was a great figure at LaSalle, why not do something for him?
Well, many of our alumni brothers of the fraternity actually ran track here at LaSalle, so
Okay.
they knew Coach Torpy, and after he passed, we found out that, you know, it was a great way for us to help out a school as well as the track and the Coach Torpy Foundation.
So when did this 5K get started and how has it been going so far?
Well, last November we held our 5th annual Coach Torpy Memorial 5K. So what we do is we donate to a school called LaSalle Academy. It's a private Christian Catholic organization who they help students of low-income families. Unfortunately, many of those students come from families whose income averages less than $20,000 a year, and almost 60% of these kids come from single-parent families. So it's really a struggle for them to go to school. What LaSalle Academy does is they only charge $250 a year for tuition, but unfortunately, it's almost $10,000 per student for them to be taught. So us raising the money really helps the school out.
So you must provide a significant amount of tuition for these kids.
Yeah, over the past 5 years, we've raised almost $85,000.
Wow.
Last year, we broke our record of $19,000 and raised $22,000. So it was a big milestone for us.
That's amazing. I mean, I can't imagine the reaction of the kids. What is their reaction, the community's reaction to raising so much money for them?
Well, within the community, it's helpful for us as well as the school. They see what we do for the kids at LaSalle Academy, which helps them donate more to us. So the community sees that we're giving to the community, which in turn helps them give back. And the kids are nothing but gracious of us. Last month, some of the kids came to one of the LaSalle men's basketball team's last home game, and we presented the check at halftime. We had a big, check, and it said $22,000 on it, and they were so excited to be at the game and for us to present the check. They were extremely excited.
And do you guys volunteer at the high school from time to time and have interactions with these kids as well?
Yes, every Thursday, well, weather permitting, we go at 5 o'clock and we play with the kids outside. We play soccer, basketball, just get them, going and keeping them active.
That's amazing. That sounds it's a great way to get back into the community here. Yeah. And so continuing the tradition of the 5K, are you already planning for next year?
Actually, the new committee had a meeting last night with one of our alumni brothers, Jake Harris, and brother Jerry Molyneux, who's a big part of LaSalle's communication department, to discuss this upcoming 5K. The date is still permitting. We were waiting for the men's basketball team homecoming date to be pronounced, as we don't want to conflict with any homecoming activities.
And usually you get the track team to get involved with the 5K as well, correct?
Yes, the track team is very helpful for us, as the 5K, sometimes as we run through campus, it gets a little tricky. It turns and, circles, so the track team helps us out with cheering on the runners as well as guiding them through the track.
And how did you come up with the layout of the 5K? It's because you were in the city, so how do you make it creative and get those 3.1 miles in?
Well, we do the best we can do. We first start a lap around the track, and then we exit the track gate and head down out through South Campus and around Belfield Park, and just going around as many buildings and through the campus as best we can to really complete the 3.1 miles.
And what year are you now here at LaSalle?
I'm currently a junior here.
Okay, so you'll be involved with it next year?
Yes, I'm a co-chair on the committee for next
year. So you'll be leading it and everything? Yes. That's very exciting. And is there any other way that this 5K or that your fraternity gets involved with the community to help?
Sorry.
Oh, how does your fraternity help otherwise as well, outside of the 5K?
We participate in an organization called For Pete's Sake, which helps families, is their motto, called Take a Break from Cancer. We actually have their run on April 24th, where they take a walk around Citizens Bank Park, and it helps donate to the organization, and we help volunteer there, as well as a lot of other schools in the city go and help.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brian, so much for coming and sitting in with us today. It's been a pleasure having you and learning more
about
the 5K.
Thank you for having me.
5K. Well, it's awesome learning about what your fraternity has done for the community, and Sigma Phi Lambda isn't the only Greek organization on campus doing good. Just last semester, the Sisters of ATA held their first annual walk to end breast cancer at Carpenter Park in Horsham. They raised over $5,000 and all of it went to the Fox Chase Cancer Center. Most of the fraternities and sororities on campus do very similar events. We'll be right back after a short break, so don't go anywhere.
For my next classes.
%31% of female victims stalked by an intimate partner were sexually assaulted by that partner. For more help, visit www.victimsofcrime.org.
Thank you again, Brian, for sitting down with us. It was great to have him in the studio. And going on about that 5K, I'm on the track team, so I've been involved with it. And it was a really great thing to be a part of, just seeing that impact that we can also have on the community.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually participated, but I see it all the time. And there's plenty of people who are involved with it, students and even people who aren't students getting involved. It's a really great cause, I think.
It's a great way to bring the whole LaSalle community together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, it seems that is all there is for this week's episode. Don't forget to keep up with LaSalle TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
You can also catch up on Hello Philadelphia and other LaSalle TV programs on LaSalle TV's YouTube channel. For Hello Philadelphia, I'm Eddie Dunn.
And I'm Madison Elliott. On behalf of myself and the entire Hello Philadelphia crew, thank you for tuning in.